Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna be explaining to you guys about our grammar topic in this unit. It's about speculation. Okay. First off, every day we always make speculations. Like we are trying to speculate what happened in the past and what happens in the present or what will happen in the future. Right? So it's a very common thing that we make we could say predictions or speculations, right, on your own. So there are three time dimensions that we're going to be talking about, like past, present, and future. Okay, but then the present and the future, they can be actually classified into one, since the sentences that you might make later can mean or can refer to both time dimensions. Okay, now let's take a look at the first here. So this is gonna be about speculation about present and the future. Okay, when you make speculations, we're gonna need some models. Okay, so like must, have to, can, can't, may, might, could, etc. Okay, so those models plus verb 1. Okay, so for example, number 1. Okay, this is the first one. Must have to. So must or have to. Now, the implication is that when you use this model in the sentence, right, you are speculating something, and you are certain or you are sure that something is true. Okay, so for example, like the sculpture must be worth a lot of money as it was made by Joan Miró, or the sculpture has to be worth a lot of money as it was made by Joan Miró. So you believe that this fact is true, right? In your opinion, of course, right? Based on your own knowledge. Okay, and then the second one is that when you want to say the opposite, right? It means that you are certain that something isn't true. You can use can't. Okay, but you cannot use mustn't. All right, remember this. Do not use mustn't, because the meaning would be different later if you use mustn't. Okay, so you use can't instead. Now, for example, the painting can't be by Rembrandt as it was painted after the artist's death. It can't be true. So that's the other example, right? So you want to say that you are really certain that that is not true at all. Okay, so you use the model can't plus verb 1. And then can. Okay, now when you use can, it implies like this lower degree of certainty, okay, compared to must or have to. So the meaning would be like something is often but not always true. You believe so. Okay, it's often like that, but it is not always like that. Okay, so the example is like experts can take a long time to establish the authenticity of an artwork. So you want to say that I think that's often true, that it happens that way, but it is not always. Okay, so that's the implication when you use the word can. Experts can take a long time. Doctors can take a short time to do the surgery. So you say that it's often, but it's not always. And then will or won't. Now, sometimes we use will or won't to indicate the the future plans, right? But here you can use them, okay, will or won't, to talk about the speculation, in which it's the same like prediction. Okay, the prediction that talks about the events in the future. Okay, now what we think is or is not true. is actually the implication or the meaning. When you use the modal will, won't, and then later you add it with the verb one. Okay, so for example, they'll soon discover that the painting isn't by Monet. So you think that it is true, right? That they will discover that the painting isn't by Monet. So yeah, you predict. Basically, you are predicting. Okay, you use will or won't, and then may, might, could. Okay. Here there's the star here. It means like you can use could for the positive sentence, but you cannot you cannot make it into negative. Okay. Again, it's just like the word cannot. Like the modal can't up here. If you put not, it would bring a different, or it would make a different implication. Okay, different meaning. So if you want to make it negative, you can only add not to the modal may or might. Okay, may not or might not, but you cannot say could not. Okay, so that's the meaning of a star. So when you use these three models, it means like you want to say that it is possible that something is or is not true. Okay. Now, if we talk about the degree of certainty, it's even lower. Okay, it's even lower than must, have to, and can't, can, will, won't. Okay, it's just possible, like less. So, for example, like this: the latest piece of street art may turn out to be a Banksy. Okay, so you can use may, or the latest piece of street art might turn out or could turn out to be a Banksy. So you want to say that it is possible that it is the fact, but I'm not really sure. So you want to say it that way. Okay, so that's actually the impression that we want to bring. Okay, when you speak. And then the last one about this speculation about the present and future, you guys can use the model should or should not, okay, or ought to. Okay, so well, the word should is actually the one that is more often to be used, okay, but ought to is very rare, though some people are still using it nowadays, but not really that, and not really as often as the word should. Okay, to speculate about the present and future. Okay, so it means like something is or will be true. So it's more like if you are wondering probably like what is actually the difference between should or to and and must or have to then? Well, one is like must or have to is more like to talk about the present situation, even though it can refer to the future too, but it's more like if you want to state the present one, you can use must or have to. Okay, but should or to is more like to the future, and the implication is more like your expectation about something, okay, to be happening right in the future. Now the example is they should established if the painting is authentic by the end of the week. Okay, so you expect that something or you expect that those people will establish that the painting is authentic or original by the end of the week, okay? Or you can say they ought to establish blah 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 blah. Okay, so that's the meaning. You expect them that they will do that action. Okay, so that's the meaning of should and ought to. Okay, so this is about the speculation about the present and future. Now let's proceed to the next one. Speculation about the past. Okay, now the models that we are going to use are basically the same like when you are trying to speculate the present and future. Okay, like must, you can still use must, right? You can still use can. Okay, can't, may not, could, might. Okay, but then all you have to do when you want to speculate about some things that happened in the past, right? So you're gonna need to put have plus verb 3. Okay, so remember that. Model and then must plus verb 3. Let's take a look at this one. The first one, must, right? So must plus have plus verb 3. So that's when you want to speculate the thing that happened. Remember that, in the past. Okay. Now, again, because you are speculating about the past, right? So when you use must or have, must plus have verb 3, it means that you are certain that something happened, something did happen in the past, right? So, for example, the forger must have studied. Okay, so the forger must have studied Picasso's work carefully to be able to copy his style so well. So the forger is someone who's like doing like this plagiarism work. So the forger must have studied Picasso's work carefully to be able to copy his style. So you believe, like 100% that this guy, right, did study like long time, or maybe like some time ago, right? Studied this Picasso's work before doing the copying stuff. Okay, so you believe or you are certain that that thing happened. Okay, and then if you want to say what is that, the negative one, it means like the opposite, right? That means that you are certain that something did not happen. Now this one is a bit different from the first one, I guess. Here you then sorry. So you can use can't or couldn't here. You use can't or couldn't to state that you are certain that something didn't happen. Okay. Don't forget to put the have and then the 3. For example, the picture can't have been painted by Picasso because he never went to India. Or you could say the picture couldn't have been painted by Picasso. Okay. Now, just because there is this word can't, it doesn't mean that it's talking about the present or the future. Okay, remember that, because you have put have verb 3 there. That means you are actually certain that that thing didn't happen in the past. Okay? That can't have been happening. So yeah, you can say that too, right? Or you can say she can't have attended the party because she was with me all night long. So that's the other example, right? You use have verb 3 with the model at the front. Okay, and then like the previous one, you can use may, might, okay, or the not there. May for may and not, and sorry, for may and might. Okay, and then for the could, the model could, you cannot use the not. Okay, only for may and might. So plus 3, don't forget that, because we are speculating the past situations. Now, the implication is that it is possible something did or did not happen, depending on your sentence, right? Either you make it positive or negative. Did not happen, but we do not know for sure. Okay, so again, so it's like the degree of certainty of yours. So when you use may, might, could, that means like you are less sure about the things that happened before. Okay, for example, like this. That summer, Picasso may have been starting work on his masterpiece, Guernica. So you can say that. You can say may or might or could. That summer, Picasso might have been starting, or that summer, Picasso could have been starting. Okay, so you could say that, or so yeah, you guys can see that there it's using what is that? It's using past continuous there, right? Because you see the been and then starting. But then if you want to use like the what is that? The form like she may have completed the homework. That's the simplest what is that example, right? She may have done the homework. So you just want to say that, okay, there is this possibility that she did the homework, but I'm not really sure. That's what you're trying to say, right? So that's the implication of that second example. Okay. And then the last one is you guys can use should. Okay, should, or the negative one is should not, right? Plus have or pre. Okay. Again, this is actually like more to your expectation, right? You expect something did or did not happen. Okay. So you could say the whereabouts of the original painting are not known, but it should have left the country by now. So you expect that something what is that happened, right? Now, well, if we're talking about the degree of certainty, like we're trying to differentiate between this should, okay, this model should and must, I would say that it's a bit difficult to differentiate them, but we could just simply give this little difference, I guess, or state this little difference, right? Like must is more like you are certain, like absolutely sure that something happened, but should is actually like you expect something. Okay, yeah, there's this gray area there, but if you're doing like this worksheet or some kind of other test, maybe we're trying to avoid that one so that we can avoid the vague things like this. Okay, since the two models have like similar impressions. Okay, now I think that is all, you guys, about the grammar topic in this unit. Okay, speculation about the present, future, and past. Hopefully you guys understand this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. You can just text me via WhatsApp. Okay, I'll see you again next time. Bye guys.